So you're thinking of moving to Oklahoma City. You've probably already seen the lists. Best schools, fastest growing areas, most affordable homes. But here's the thing, those numbers alone don't really tell the whole story. When you're moving somewhere new, you're not just buying a home, you're buying into a vibe. Because let's be honest, if that suburb you move to doesn't match your energy, you're gonna know it. Because once you realize how big OKC is and that the suburb that does actually match your energy is across the metro, that's like not chill, bro. So today, instead of focusing on only the spreadsheets, I'm breaking down a few of the most popular OKC suburbs by how they actually feel to live in, at least as told by me. So whether you're into chill and quiet or polished and bustling, we're vibe checking them all. And trust me, you may just vibe with one of them. Let's get into it. What's up guys, I'm Jonathan Knight, and on this channel we talk about all things Oklahoma City and all of the surrounding suburbs. So today we are discussing a few of the most popular suburbs, but with a focus on finding one that actually fits you. Not just on paper, but in real life, because if you end up in the wrong area, you're gonna know it every time you leave your driveway. And then I'll get uninvited to the Christmas party, and soon after, I'll get left off the summer kickoff party, and then eventually I'll somehow be blocked from your neighborhood Facebook group for excessive dad jokes. Not that that's happened or anything before. That's a whole other rabbit hole. But first, if you're thinking of moving to the Oklahoma City area, whether it's in the next few weeks or few months from now, listen guys, I would love the opportunity to help make a smooth move right here to OKC. You're gonna find my contact information right down in the description below, so please feel free to shoot me a call, a text, or an email, or even better, click the link below to schedule a one-on-one video call with me, or you can simply scan the QR code on the screen so that we can discuss how I can hopefully help you buy that perfect home right here in OKC. All right, let's talk about Moore, Oklahoma. Moore kind of just gets straight to the point. It's relatively affordable, it's convenient, and doesn't really try to be something it's not. It's got well-respected schools, and one of the things people love about Moore is it's conveniently located pretty equidistant to Oklahoma City and Norman. And I'd say it's pretty fair to say that Moore, Oklahoma has a pretty strong sense of community. I mean, I've never met anyone from Moore that wasn't pretty proud of that. And while Moore isn't one of the largest communities, it's definitely not one of the smaller suburbs. It's got somewhere over 60,000 residents, so there's plenty of restaurants, retail, and really lots of things to do. It's got most of the things you're gonna need. I mean, they don't have a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's yet, but if you want to live in a suburb that doesn't need a Whole Foods to prove its worth, Moore is out here thriving without really trying to impress anybody. Only thing you may hear about Moore is that it has been hit by a couple major storms with tornadoes over the last, 20 or 25 years, so that might kind of scare some people away, but both of those occurrences have been quite a while, and honestly those storms were pretty rare occurrences, but I would say Moore is probably rebuilt even stronger. All right, while we're on the south side of the OKC Metro, let's talk about Norman. Norman, of course, college town with a little bit of a quirky side. And Norman is one of the only suburbs on this list that can kind of claim that it's a full city on its own. With nearly 130,000 residents, Norman is home to the University of Oklahoma. It's a good blend of artsy, intellectual, and a little bit weird, in a good way. Coffee shops, indie bookstores, farmers markets, concerts, festivals, all with a football stadium-sized dose of Sooner spirit. So if you're into a little more progressive thinking vibe with little pockets of old school Oklahoma, Norman may be calling your name. A con worth mentioning? Game day traffic kind of sucks, but it's like 7 days a year, so you'll get used to it. By the way, if you're looking for a little bit of a deeper dive into Oklahoma City and the surrounding suburbs, I've made a really comprehensive relocation guide, and I'd love to send it to you for free. This thing is packed with everything you'll need to know before making a move here to OKC, so if you'd like a copy, just put Move OKC in the comments and I'll send you one. All right, let's head a little further west in the OKC Metro and talk about Mustang. Mustang is kind of like Yukon's younger, more laid-back sibling. Mustang feels a little less commercialized than Yukon, at least for now, and it does feel a little more spread out, and maybe even a little less polished, in a charming way. You'll definitely find families, minivans, pickups, go figure, and it's definitely one of those towns you're gonna see a few cows here and there. So if your weekend consists of grilling, yard work, and not really dealing with the city noise unless you absolutely want to, Mustang, hey, that might just be it for you. The downside for me is there's definitely limited restaurants available, it seems like, so if you're looking for Thai food at 9 p.m., best of luck to you. All right, Yukon, Oklahoma. Yukon, at least for the clients I've worked with over the last couple years, is becoming an increasingly more popular area to consider. But it's still under 30,000 people there, so it doesn't feel like a big suburb at all. It's like that cousin that still lives in your hometown, but somehow has a nicer truck than you. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's got country roots, big pride, but still enough retail growth that makes you think, wait, they have a Target now? But if you like cow pastures between neighborhoods and a little bit of a slower pace, and you don't mind a little bit of Friday night football fanaticism, Yukon may just be your flavor. The con? and this is not unlike Mustang, is that maybe for younger people it feels like there's not a ton to do, at least in terms of nightlife. I mean, Yukon is pretty charming and quiet, but it ain't exactly popping. But for some, hey, that's a vibe in itself. All right, let's talk about one you guys have probably heard of if you've done any amount of research on the Oklahoma City Metro, and that's Edmond, Oklahoma. As far as the vibe, Edmond is where you'll find the grass that seems always manicured, the SUVs seem like they're always freshly detailed, and the PTA meetings might involve a PowerPoint. It really is a classic suburb, and similar to Norman, it's definitely a suburb that can sort of hold its own as its own city with nearly 100,000 residents. Edmond has top-notch schools, pretty well-planned neighborhoods, and definitely has that reputation of being a little more of a refined suburb. I mean, honestly, there really is a lot to love. So if you're looking for a suburb that really feels a little more like its own city, that has great schools, and you aren't afraid of HOAs, this is your vibe. The trade-offs? Well, home prices are definitely a little more expensive in Edmond versus the rest of the metro, and as one of the larger suburbs, traffic can be a little annoying at times. Now, so far as I'm going through this list, it's occurred to me that I've missed a couple of pretty good ones, but mostly because the ones I'm thinking of are a little bit smaller, lesser known, and really more or less overlooked. So rather than dive into them here in this video, why don't you follow me over to this video right here. And as always guys, until next time, I certainly hope to okay. See you soon. See ya.